Today, I'm about to embark on a journey unlike any other. A challenge so insane, it might just break me. I'm attempting the All Generations Nuzlocke, otherwise known as a Genlocke. I'm going to attempt to complete a Nuzlocke of every single mainline Pokemon game in a single run. If I lose, I start all over. But here's the catch. Every Pokemon I catch in one game is permanently banned from being used in future games. So, if I catch a Pikachu in Pokemon Fire Red, I can no longer use Pikachu or its evolution line in any game afterwards. This means my team will be constantly evolving, adapting, and facing new challenges. No more relying on the same old favorites that we all love. Every victory will come with a heavy price, and every loss will feel even more devastating. And if that wasn't enough, I'm taking it to the extreme. This will be a hardcore Nuzlocke run. That means no healing items during battles. Every encounter will be a true test of skill and strategy. Will I go insane? Will I quit in frustration? Will I even make it past the first generation? Find out in this epic all or nothing Nuzlocke journey. We begin our journey in Fire Red, and our very first banned Pokemon is Entei, which I named Sacred. We easily beat our rival with his pathetic Illumis. Now it's time for our very first encounter, which is a Metagross. This is gonna take a miracle to be able to catch. And it killed itself. For our second encounter, we get a Sudowoodo. Good, something I can actually catch. I throw a ball and it breaks out, and his rock throws are doing way too much. I had no choice but to run. Our third encounter is another Metagross. Maybe this time I can catch it. Yeah, he's not. Well, now I died to a crit, so I have no choice but to run. So that makes 3 failed encounters. Finally, I catch a break. It's an Execute. We finally have a second one on the team. We made progress. We named it Riley, and I feel a bit more confident to take on Brock. But before that, we need to clear the Viridian Forest. And the first trainer pulls out a Blastoise with Poison Fang. Then I fought a rap Patterz song Milotic. I almost lost Sacred. Like I said, this game is not gonna be easy. Then a Murkrow with Patterz song. What are the odds? There has been way too many close calls this early. Now we go and fight Brock for our first gym badge. He leads with a Spinda, Ember's a 3-Crow. Then he hits me with a crit reversal. I'm glad Sacred is so bulky, or that could have gone horribly wrong. He then brings out a Poliwhirl, and with Sacred being so weak, I had to swap into Riley. And on the switch, he lands a Hypnosis. I had to pray and hope I wake up first turn. I stay asleep, and this man pulls out a Signal Beam, and Riley goes down. The only hope I had left was to flinch Poliwhirl twice, and that didn't happen, and run 1 is officially over. This time I scooped up a Tauros and named him Barry. This time around, I lost to the rival with his Magcargo. The first time a Magcargo has ever done anything. Our first encounter is a Dusclops that I named Kylie, a solid ghost type for our squad. Our next encounter is a Dugong that's easily caught. Then we catch a Nuzleaf. Our final encounter before Brock is a Rattata. Had to name him Joey Wheeler, of course. Now we go and beat my PB and smack Brock around. He leads with the Ladybug, which Dugong sends to the Shadow Realm. Then Brock thought, let me bring out a better flying type, hoping for a different outcome. For the next encounter, I accidentally ran away from a Trapinch, not knowing it was a new area. Rookie mistake. Picked up a Volbeat from Magikarp Man, got a Lapras and Mount Moon, got to Cerulean and took on Green. Barry was smacking him around, and he sends out a Spinda and starts uproaring. I went into Kylie to take care of it, but it disabled my only move I could touch it with. Went out to Joey for a quick attack to kill it off, and I barely missed the kill, and Joey was taken away from us. Our first death in the new run, and Spinda dies to the sand. Joey was taken from us too soon. 07s in chat and respect for Joey. Next encounter is a Swinub, which I wasn't too glad about getting since it meant I can't use it for later games. And boy was I upset. It had huge power. But the strategy with this challenge is making tactical decisions to run from mons that have better usage for later games. Well, lesson learned this time. Now we pick up Sean the Slowking, which will play a crucial role the rest of this game. While fighting a random trainer on our way to see Bill, he has a Hitmonlee that starts to set up Meditates, and I double quick attack for the kill, but he manages to live on 1 and revenges me, making our second death within a matter of 30 minutes. But we push forward and turn Bill back to a human, and he gives us a ticket for the SSN. Now we're geared and ready to take on Misty. She leads with the Mightyena that buried 2 Co's and follows with the Vulpix. Second badge acquired. We take on the Rocket Grunt, and he has an annoying Scizor, but Sean takes care of him with a few confusions. Dugong 2-shots the Crobat. We scoop up a Grimer. We also pick up Goggles the Trapinch, which will be a huge help once he's fully evolved. Get an Ariados, a Wynot, and accidentally kill the Sceptile. Got Jalal the Pinsir. And we see Green again, and after we thoroughly smack him around, we finish up SSN and get ready for Lieutenant Surge. He leads with a Metagross that was terrifying, but after a few switches, Sean was finally able to pick it off with a Water Gun. Next is a Nosepass that Sean deals with, and his final mon is an Aggron that flinches Sean, so Mania comes in to pick it off. And with that, we have gotten a third badge. We find ourselves a Venusaur and named him Froppy. Then we went into a Raikou, which I had no faith I could catch, but somehow we did, and Mike has joined the squad. And let me tell you, Mike is the most important mon on this team. These 2 encounters give our team a massive buff. Next, we get Shiozaki, our Vileplume. We make it through Rock Tunnel fairly easily besides this calm minding double teaming Gardevoir. I was barely able to make it out with Sean putting it to sleep and Kylie clutching up and landing a Nightshade. We go south of Lavender to fish up a Blaziken. We pick up a Natu and the Poliwhirl that ended our first run. We make it to Celadon and our gift Eevee is at Ninetales named Kurama. We fish up a Ludicolo, get a Soul Rock. I'm feeling good as we get ready to get our 4th badge. And I shouldn't have felt so good. I made a horrible mistake. I fumbled. We got into an optional battle and I lose Froppy to a 5-hit Fury Swipes from a Kecleon. Biggest fumble of the century. After I just got him 2, I throw him away? Froppy didn't deserve this. I'm now scared of what Erica has for me, but she had a sorry team and that gets us our 4th badge. Clear through the Rocket Hideout with no issues and take on Giovanni. He has a pathetic team that we blow through and keep it moving. Go to Pokemon Tower and smack Green around for the one time. Our encounter here is a Voltorb. We fight Green again at the Sylph Co and smack him around back to back. Our gift Lapras is a Plusle and we smack Giovanni around again. When will this old man learn? Now we move on to get our 5th badge and we breeze past Sabrina with no issues. We catch a Kabutops, a Rapidash. It's time to whoop Koga for our 6th badge. He was also a joke. We on a roll. We get a Sentra in the Safari Zone, then the Cubone, Dunsparce, and Big Man Warlord. And now the last dog shows up. What are the odds that I get all the dogs in the 1st gen? I throw damn near all my balls at Suicune, but he don't want to stay put. Another time I guess. Caught a Loudred, Smeargle, a Noctowl, a Clefairy, a Sableye, a Skitty. On to getting our 7th badge from Blaine. He leads with a Skitty that Mike slaps, a Swampert that Kylie and JC take care of, JC smacks Beautifly, and I click Surf in the drought, but JC finishes off Beedrill. And now we are one step closer to the end. Our fossil is a Survivor. It's time to take on the last gym. Giovanni will have fully evolved Mons. Leads with the Beedrill that Mike takes care of. Goggle knocks out a Jolteon, followed by Magneton. Switch into Sean on Nidoking's Mega Horn, then double into JC, and a Surf takes care of Nidoking. Go into Kylie to burn Fira, but it has Water Veil. What are the odds? Then I got Pursuit trapped, and I was so close to losing Kylie. And Mike knocks it out, giving us our final badge. Pause. Hold on. Enjoying the Genlocke so far? Consider joining the Dragons Den. Subscribing is completely free and you'll stay updated on all the action. Also, tell me what your favorite cookie is down in the comments. Now, back to the run. We take on Green before heading to Victory Road. He leads with the Wigglytuff that Mike takes care of, followed by a Tropius that Mike don't care about, then an Alakazam that Mike cooks. He sends out a Kyogre and I swap Mike out to Sean and get off a yawn and Barry comes in and takes care of the sleeping Kyogre. Then comes in a Drizzle Suicune. Barry eats the hit and strength as a 3-co, but this Suicune has come back with a vengeance and crits Barry. Losing my starter that has been through everything, carrying me, and losing him to a crit before the Elite Four hurt so much. But we have to continue without him. Kylie comes in and avenges Barry. Kylie burns Pidgeot and JC murks it, but we don't get out of this final rival battle without a casualty. Our second last encounter is a Kingdra, and our final encounter is a Snorlax. Throw our Master Ball at it, and this is an amazing mon to replace Barry with. Jimmy would serve us well. We gave Mike Tail Glow and Goggles Earthquake. We're all ready to go and take on the Elite Four and Champion to finish off Gen 1. With the first Elite Four member, we take on Lorelei. Leads with the Butterfree, giving me a free turn to Tail Glow. Obliterate it, then it comes out Relicanth to end up the same. She sends out a Dragonite and 2 Sparks takes care of him. She then sends out my dead Entei and we 2-co it. 07's in chat to pay respect. Then comes out Glalie and a Spark should be free. It lives, then gets a Blizzard Freeze, stopping Mike's sweep. I bring Jimmy in for his debut and I finish Glalie off, bringing us one step closer to finishing Gen 1. Next up is Bruno. He leads with Butterfree as well, giving me another chance to sweep with Mike. Murk the Butterfree, Ursaring comes out and it lives, but we get the para, but now without him dealing massive damage with Thrash before biting the dust. Then comes out a Latias. I had to switch because of how low Mike is. Go into Sean to put it to sleep, then go into JC to finish it with an Ice Beam. Out comes Golduck. Go into Jimmy as he screeches me, but I should take it out with a couple body slams. Just barely lives and uses both full restores. I didn't want to risk a crit through the Screech, so I switched to Kylie to burn and eventually take it out with Nightshades. Last mon is a Swallow. Go straight to Goggles to EQ it, and we are down 2 Elite Four members. Agatha is next and she leads with a Wigglytuff, and this time I decide to risk the biscuit and Tail Glow twice and avoid both scenes. Should be an easy sweep. Take out Raticate, Piloswine after a few hits, Gardevoir and a Raichu. Mike finally got his clean sweep. The final Elite Four member, Lance. One more battle before the champion. Leads with the Dragonite and I go straight to JC and OHKO it with an Ice Beam. Then it comes a Primate. Switch to Sean and get critted by a Cross Chop. Switch to Kylie and kill it with burn damage and Nightshade. Yanma comes out and takes a Future Sight and Mike finishes the job. And a Ditto makes an appearance. I now need to decide what to let it copy, and I fat finger and accidentally switch out to goggles, which is extremely bad. I do my best to try and bait it by switching, but someone had to die. And unfortunately, it had to be Kylie, as she provided the least amount of value. It was a tough decision, but it's for the good of the run. 07's in chat for Kylie's brave sacrifice. JC comes in and crits it into oblivion. Was super avoidable, but we move. His final mon is a Togetic that Mike 2-Kos, and now we have one battle in front of us to continue to Gen 2. Here we are, potentially our last fight this game. We take on our rival turned champion, Green. He leads with a Scizor, and I take the opportunity to Tail Glow, but he has a Volt Absorb, and he's got an Iron Defense and Swords Dance up. I immediately lose my mind, having to figure out what I need to do, but luckily we have Sean with Yawn and Curse. We put it to sleep and curse up, and thankfully Surf is enough to 2-KO it. That was scary, but we made it. I gotta be ready for anything. Next up is a Sneasel, go into Jimmy and a few body slams take it out. Next is a Wigglytuff, and a very well trained one at that, disabling my body slams and landing every single sing. I sit there and spam Snore, Strength, and Body Slam, burning through his only heals, switching to Mike and set up a Tail Glow and break through Sleep to finally finish it off. Next is an Ursaring, and I pray for no Thrash crits, because I know it lives a +3 spark. Thankfully, no crit and we take it out. A Slaking comes out and gets blown back. Green's final mon is a Kingdra, and I get a crit spark. Didn't know if that mattered, but we have officially beat Gen 1 with a total of 85 Pokemon banned from ever being used again. Now, we move on to Gen 2 with Heart Gold, and our starter choices are extremely rough. A Krogunk, Gibble, and Goldeen. We pick up Goldeen and name her Irene. We pick up our Mystery Egg, then we fight our unnamed rival, and he's got a Mantike which Irene takes care of. We name him Shanks because, you know, red hair Shanks, it's perfect. Although he's not as cool, but we move. Our first encounter is a Flareon and named him Magna. Next is a Uxie, which there was no way I could catch, but had to try, and it didn't matter. My first failed encounter this game. After is a Glasscore that wouldn't stay in the ball, and it did too much damage to me, so another failed encounter. Now a Bronzor, finally something easy to catch and provides value, and I crit it. Things are starting to look grim. We get an Octillery, and I finally caught another mon, and Ikalgo has adaptability. My very first busted ability in the run. Maybe the run isn't cooked? Our next encounter is a Heracross, another good mon finally, but he's doing insane damage to my team, and he's not staying in the ball. Another failed encounter. End of Bell Tower, and we fight the Elder. He leads with an Intimidate Garchomp and Dragon Rages my entire team death. But we're implementing Dragon Rage clause because there was no way getting past that. We run it back, and Ikalgo takes out Garchomp, followed by Rotom Heat and a Mothim. Ikalgo is hard carrying the run right now. Our next encounter is a Feraligatr. I'm running a mono water team. We got a Gulpin, at least it's a new type. We're ready to take on Faulkner. He has a T-Tar that adaptability Ikalgo smokes, then a Shroomish that lives but took care of in the end. Faulkner down. First bash secured in the new region. We were fortunate he didn't have anything too crazy. 95 Pokemon are currently banned from being used ever again. Will we be able to hold on and continue this insane run? Or will a devastating crit, or maybe a bad encounter with a certain mon send us back to the beginning? What do you think happens next? Let me know down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Trust me, you won't believe what happens next. I'll see you in the next one.